I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
Today, something truly surprising happened at the Valencia circuit. Toprak Razgatlioglu was back testing the Yamaha 850 cubic centimeters bike, but this time it wasn't just a regular test session. Yamaha quietly brought a new engine parts package that is said to significantly change the bike's character. Within just the first few laps, Toprak's reaction immediately had the entire team's rapt attention. What piqued the curiosity of the paddock was the changes Toprak immediately noticed. The bike was said to be much more responsive when exiting corners, more stable under hard braking, and able to deliver power more smoothly than the previous package. Could this finally be a turning point for the Yamaha 850 cubic centimeters project, which has been under close development? If this update proves successful, it won't be just Yamaha that's smiling. Rivals like Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia will surely be paying close attention to every development in Valencia. After all, in the new 2027 MotoGP regulations, every little advancement could be the difference between merely competing and becoming a world championship contender. So, what new parts is Yamaha testing today? What changes have given Toprak such confidence on the 850 cubic centimeters bike? And why are many calling this Valencia test session one of the most important moments in Yamaha's development towards the 2027 MotoGP season? Let's discuss all the facts, analysis, and latest developments in this video. And here's the full news. Today marks one of the most important moments in Yamaha's journey towards the new era of MotoGP in 2027. At the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia, Yamaha held another intensive testing session for the 850 cubic centimeters prototype motorcycle, which will serve as the basis for their development in preparation for the regulation changes. However, the paddock's attention wasn't solely focused on the new motorcycle. Cameras, observers, and even Yamaha's rivals were watching closely for the man entrusted with leading the development process, Toprak Razgatlioglu. Toprak's name has been a constant topic of conversation since he became more involved in Yamaha's development project. His aggressive riding style, ability to control the motorcycle under extreme braking, and keen sense of understanding the bike's characteristics have earned Yamaha complete confidence in him. Every comment from Toprak after completing a few laps is considered invaluable information for the Yamaha engineers. Today's test session began early in the morning under ideal track conditions. Sunny weather and stable asphalt temperatures provided the perfect opportunity for Yamaha to test various new components without being overly affected by weather factors. As soon as the pit lights came on, Toprak immediately went out on the 850 cubic centimeters motorcycle with a different configuration than in previous tests. The most interesting changes are in the engine department. Yamaha has brought an update package developed over the past few weeks based on telemetry analysis and feedback from the entire test team. Although Yamaha did not reveal specific components, several paddock observers noted revisions to the intake, cooling system, exhaust configuration, and electronic mapping, all of which appeared to differ from previous sessions. The primary goal of these changes is clear. Yamaha wants to produce more manageable power, improve acceleration out of corners, and maintain stability when entering braking zones. Over the past few seasons, Yamaha's motorcycles have often been considered too soft, making them less competitive when competing with rivals for acceleration. With this latest 850 cubic centimeters bike, Yamaha aims to address these weaknesses without losing the agility that has long been their trademark. It didn't take long for Toprak to begin to feel the changes. After just a few laps, he returned to the pits for a lengthy discussion with the chief engineer. The body language in the garage suggested a much more positive atmosphere compared to previous tests. Toprak nodded his head several times while explaining something to the engineers, and then the entire crew immediately opened the telemetry laptop to compare the data with the old configuration. After the bike was re-prepared, Toprak returned to the track. This time, the laps were much longer. He wasn't just doing quick single-lap simulations, but rather running long runs to see how the bike's performance changed as the tires began to lose grip. This is the most crucial stage in developing a prototype bike, as single-lap speed is meaningless if the bike's performance is difficult to maintain over a full race. As the session progressed, the YAMAHA'S character began to change. The bike appeared more stable exiting slow corners. The rear end also seemed calmer as power began to be transferred to the asphalt. Small changes like these might not be readily apparent to spectators, but for a rider like Toprak, the difference could significantly impact his overall confidence. One of YAMAHA'S main focuses today was testing new engine parts. Engineers wanted to understand how these components affected power distribution from the lower to mid-range revs. Yamaha has been striving to find a balance between maximum power and ease of handling. An overly aggressive engine can produce incredible acceleration, but it can also cause the rear tire to lose traction quickly. Conversely, an overly smooth engine makes it difficult for a rider to keep up with rivals on the straights. Therefore, finding the middle ground is the entire team's primary goal. In addition to the engine, Yamaha also continues to refine its electronic systems. Throttle mapping, engine braking, traction control, and power delivery strategies are constantly adjusted based on direct feedback from Toprak. After each lap, all data is compared with the rider's feedback. If telemetry shows improvement but the rider isn't feeling comfortable, development will continue until both are on an even keel. Strikingly, during the afternoon session, Toprak appeared increasingly confident. Several times he entered corners at a higher speed than in the morning session. The bike's changes of direction also appeared quicker and more stable. This indicated that the combination of new parts and setup improvements was beginning to yield the results Yamaha had hoped for. Observers in Valencia even began to speculate that Yamaha had finally found the development direction they had been searching for. After years of trying to catch up with their rivals, the 850 cubic centimeters project seemed to offer the Japanese manufacturer a new opportunity to start from scratch with a completely different concept. Toprak himself is known as a very honest rider when it comes to his evaluations. He won't give praise if the bike doesn't meet expectations. For this reason, every positive comment from him is an important signal for Yamaha. When he begins to feel comfortable with the bike's characteristics, it means the engineers have made real progress. However, Yamaha's work is far from over. There are still many areas to develop before the bike is truly ready to compete in MotoGP. Performance consistency, engine durability, fuel efficiency, and chassis balance remain tasks that will need to be completed in the coming months. However, today's test results provide great optimism. Not only for Yamaha, but also for all fans who have long awaited the Japanese manufacturer's revival. The changes in the bike's character felt directly by Toprak demonstrate that every update brought to Valencia is not merely cosmetic, but truly impacts performance on the track. As the session drew to a close, Toprak continued to complete several additional laps. Yamaha utilized every available minute to gather as much data as possible. Technicians continuously monitored the telemetry screens in real time, while mechanical engineers discussed the next development steps. The atmosphere in the garage conveyed confidence that the project was moving in the right direction. Now the attention of the entire paddock will be focused on the results of the next test. If the improvements seen today can be maintained and even improved in subsequent tests, Yamaha has the potential to be one of the teams best prepared for the new era of 850 cubic centimeters MotoGP. And if Toprak continues to demonstrate his exceptional abilities as both a developer and a rider, it's not impossible that this project could be the beginning of a major revival for Yamaha in the Premier class.